Hello and welcome back to Sam Boyd Stadium for the World Finals. If you haven't seen part 1, I recommend watching that first. And as always, you can find a Google form link in the description to vote for which of these 24 trucks you believe should be the winner. So, with that out of the way, we have 12 more trucks for Freestyle to go. So, let's get on to our first truck of part 2. Up first, we have Predator. They almost rolled over in racing, which is why they lost one of their teeth. But Predator is here, so let's see what kind of a show they can give us to start off part 2. Also, there's an obstacle, a little bit of a van stack over there. Up over some of the crush cars, starting off the run for Predator. Going for the water obstacle next. High up into the air for Predator. Some nice air, again, fairly early in the run. Eyeing the bus stack here, up and over the buses. Bit of an awkward landing as they slam down onto the dirt mound there. Coming around for the car pile, up over the cars. Bouncing up on the front two wheels. Looks like they tried to do a bit of a stoppie there, but the truck just wasn't having it. Flattening their tire on one of the safety barriers against the wall. That's definitely going to hurt the run, especially since they still have a lot of time left. Crossing over the buses. Landing down on their side. Can they recover? Come on, no. Right up against the wall, and it looks like Predator doesn't think they can get out of that situation. So, a short and unfortunate end to Predator's run. Up next, we have an Escalade. Due to a recent update on how some of the add-ons work here, I wasn't able to really find the rims, the spinning rims, for an Escalade, but here the truck is anyway. Looks like an Escalade's going to go for this bus stack here. Up and over the buses. Over the crush cars. Can he make it across the whole obstacle? Yes, he can. Kicking the rear wheels up into the air. Up over this van. The signed van stack. Up over more of the crush cars. Rear wheels getting kicked into the air once again, that time by the car. Going for the water obstacle. Up into the air. Landing it right back down into a slap wheelie off the other side. Landing on the other side of that obstacle, kicking the back suspension up into the air and breaking one of the shocks on the landing, it looked like. Back to the water obstacle, broken suspension's not going to stop an Escalade, it looks like, but that will break the body. Up over the car pile. Headed back for the buses, up and over some of the crush cars. Coming back down into the racing lane and going across the main center ramp as the truck tumbles around some more. Up over the center ramp. Coming right back down fairly hard, almost spins the truck over. Walks on the wheels for a side on the bit. Comes right back down on all four tires. Up over some of the crush cars on the bus side of the stadium. Going back to the buses, up he goes into a bit of a sky wheelie. He slams it right back down onto the crush cars. Other than the broken shock from earlier, truck still seems to be perfectly fine as he crawls over the van. Bringing the truck around for the other van obstacle, going up into the air. A little bit of a stoppie there, kinda. Right up and over the water obstacle for some more big air. Going for the backside of the center ramp. Up he goes into a sky wheelie, shaking off the rest of the rear body panels. Only the hood remains. And an Escalade will save it. Although that save was at the end of the time, it will not count for the run. But here we have an Escalade. Up next we have Kamikaze, the racing winner of the Glendale event. They did pretty good in racing, and they didn't particularly do that well in freestyle in Glendale. Let's see what Kamikaze has for us here at Sam Boyd Stadium. Going for one of the racing lanes here, up and over the crush cars. Some pretty big air off of those cars. Coming back around for the van stack. Goes right up and over those vans. Puts it up on two wheels for a bit as he comes right back down. As to not hit the wall. Off he goes for the crush cars again, up into the air, clears the other crush cars in the other racing lane, almost flips it over, but is able to land back on all four tires. Going right up and over the big dirt obstacle, he heads for the water obstacle next, it looks like. Up into the air. Little bounce as he comes out of the obstacle. Up over the van once again. Comes back down on the two wheels. Comes right back down once again. Up and over some of the crush cars. Lands on top of the other crush cars and breaks his rear four-link bar. Now looks like the suspension is going to get, or at least the tire is going to get stuck in the roll cage. Let's see what Kamikaze can do about this. Puts the truck into reverse to try to free up the suspension, probably. Although the tire's flat, it still looks like it keeps getting stuck, although that doesn't seem to be stopping Kamikaze at all. Oh, the rear drive shaft broke, it looks like. Yeah, those wheels do not seem to be spinning under their own power anymore. Once again, that doesn't seem to be stopping Kamikaze. He still tries to put on a fairly good run here. Up and over the water obstacle. Into the car stack, into the van. Back to the buses he goes. Up into the air. Back onto the crush cars. Sticks it up on the tailgate, rolls it over, and time is up for Kamikaze, and it looks like that's going to be the end of the run here for Kamikaze. Up next, we have your fastest qualifier, BeamNG Drive. Although they may not have won racing, they still have a chance here in freestyle. Let's see what BeamNG Drive has here for us. Looks like he's going to go for this van stack here. Up and over the van. Going through the bus obstacle, up over some of the crush cars. Drives right over those buses as it comes back down into the stadium. Some big air off of those crush cars in the racing lane. Up and over the water obstacle, coming back around for the bus, the van, up into the air. Going for the backside of this ramp here. Up he goes into a bit of a sky wheelie. Going back for the buses he goes. Up into the air. Lands down hard on the side of the ramp there. Can he save himself from getting stuck in the wall? Yes, he can. Goes along the side of the van stack there. Puts it up on two wheels. One of the cars kicks him up onto two wheels. But gets it right back on all four. Crawling over the car stack again, being put on two wheels once more. As he manages to recover. Up and over the van once again. One of the wheels clips the signed up van and he goes into the crushed cars on the racing lane. Looks like he lost one of the flags there. Up and over the crushed cars. Some more big air from BeamNG Drive. Pops it into a slap wheelie and he goes for the car stack. Slams his tailgate right into the van. And is able to put it back on all four tires. Up into the air over the water obstacle. Time is now up for BeamNG Drive. And it looks like one of the wheels might have broken on the truck. And the truck shuts off, so it looks like that's going to be the end of the run here for BeamNG Drive. Up next we have our CRC chassis truck, Avenger, in the scuba body style that they had here at World Finals 10. Off Avenger goes to find their first obstacle to hit. Looks like he's going to go for this water obstacle here. Looks like he wants to do more of a photo opportunity than actually start his run. Yep, trying to get the truck into the water obstacle here. There he goes, right there. Avenger coming out of the water obstacle, up into the air. Some pretty big air off of that jump. And into a donut. Pretty good donut by Avenger. He goes for the bus obstacle up into the air. Slams it right down onto the crushed cars, caving the roof in. Going for the signed van here. Up he goes over the stack. Going for one of the vans. The van that BeamNG just drove right into and seems to just collapse half of it. Up and over the water obstacle, Avenger goes, coming back down into a slap wheelie. Going for the cars in the advanced auto parts lane, crawls right up and over them. Looks like he's going to go for this car pile here. Up and over the cars. Up over the cars in the bus area. And right up over the buses. Going for the center ramp here. Up into the air. Some big air from Avenger as he comes back down into a slap wheelie. Back into the car pile he goes. Seems to have gotten his rear tires clipped there. Avenger almost breakdancing the truck there. Can he get it back on all four tires? Yes, he can. Up over the crushed cars once again, landing right on top of them. Avenger going for the water obstacle. Up into the air he goes. Right back down. Going for the car stack once again. Up into the air. Right back down. Going for the center stack here now. Up into the air. A beautiful sky wheel. He slams it back down rather hard. It looks like he broke one of the rear tires there. It looks like this is the end of the run here for Avenger. Pretty good run from Avenger, but is it the best, or will it be the best? Let's find out. Up next we have your racing winner, Identity Theft. Can Identity Theft pull off a freestyle win here as well? Well, with their new racing flag on to show that they are in fact one of the winners. Off to the bus obstacle, up into the air, some massive air and distance from Identity Theft as he slams into one of the crushed cars. Truck still seems to be fine. Up into the air he goes once again, some more big air for the night. Bounces around the water obstacle. Up and over one of the vans. Going back for, nope, not going back for the bus obstacle. Going for some of the crushed cars in the advanced auto parts lane, up into the air. High up into the air that he goes over the obstacles, coming back down. Looks like he tried doing a donut, but instead puts it up on two wheels for a bit. Going for the center ramp, up into the air for a nice sky wheelie. Up into the air, looks like he tried to do a backflip off the ramp but couldn't quite do it. But the truck will land on all four tires. Into reverse he goes. Looks like the front right wheel is broken. Oh yeah, the front right wheel steering is definitely broken. Let's see whether or not that'll hurt Identity Theft's run. Going for the water obstacle. Pull a bit of a wheelie as he comes out of it. Going for the car stack now. Up he goes. Going for the center ramp again. Ooh, something got caught there and it pops his left tires completely. Both the front and rear tires look like they've been popped. Can he get himself off the obstacle? Yes, he can. Off he goes once again. Flips himself off the side of the center ramp and he lands it right back down. His time had run out. And it looks like that is the end of the run here for your racing champion, Identity Theft. Up next we have El Toro Loco. This truck appeared at almost every event, and it wasn't until that Truck Killer Hot Wheels that El Toro Loco got their chance to come here to the World Finals. Again, one of the other fastest qualifiers. Let's see what El Toro Loco has for us here at Freestyle. Up over the crushed cars in the Ford Tough lane. El Toro Loco putting it up on two wheels. Can they recover? Yes, they can. Up into the air, smoke coming out of the nose. Rear wheels clip the end of the ramp. Truck flips itself over. Other than the body essentially just shedding off, truck seems fine. Landing right on top of the van. Absolutely crushed by BeamNG Drive earlier. Going to the water obstacle, up into the air in a sky wheelie. Up into the air for a bit of a sky wheelie once again. Going for the buses now. Up into the air, El Toro Loco goes, landing right down on top of the crushed cars. Going for the van now. Up they go. Coming right back down. Hitting some of the crushed cars, putting it up into a little bit of a bicycle. Going for the rear part of the center ramp, up into the air. Up into the air, some pretty big air from El Toro Loco off of that ramp. Back to the crushed cars once again. Oh, and the front tire popped as well. Doesn't seem like that's going to stop El Toro Loco just yet. Definitely hurting the steering, it looks like. Up over the crushed cars, landing on top of some more of them once again. Slowing it down, puts it into a bit of a stoppie there. It looks like they couldn't really recover as the truck lands on its side. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the run here for El Toro Loco. Up next, we have Medusa. Again, one of the other fastest qualifiers here. Medusa is rocking the pink body instead of the red, white, and blue one we saw her at during the 4th of July event. Starting off by going over the signed van there. Up and over some of the crushed cars, puts it up on 2 wheels as the cars throw her around, and is able to recover very close to the stands. Putting it in reverse. Oh, looked like she was going to go for one of the obstacles here, but not quite. Goes for the water obstacle instead. Going for the crushed cars in the advanced auto parts lane, high up into the air. Some pretty nice air off of that ramp. Going for the car pile. Looks like one of the wheels got flamed as she lands right on top of the van. Yeah, rear wheels definitely popped there. Tries lining it up for the van, doesn't quite get it. Rolls it over and will save it once again as she pops a bit of a wheelie right off. Tries crawling over the van stack. Looks like one of their wheels got caught on the car. Crawls over the van. Looks like the rear tire got itself caught within the van. Can she free herself? Looks like the other rear wheel might have popped off. Both rear wheels are just gone now. Can Medusa free herself? Doesn't look like it as the truck shuts down, and as much as I would love to keep Medusa here on the course, my computer will not like me if I leave the truck here and spawn in another. So we're going to have to pull her out of the van to bring in our next competitor. And up next we have Son of a Digger. Lost to Grave Digger the Legend here at the racing, but they were one of the fastest qualifiers, and they won racing in Boneyard back. Let's see what Son of a Digger has in store for us in freestyle. Goes straight for the buses like identity theft, up into the air, slams it right back down into the crushed cars. Going for the cars in the Ford lane, up into the air. Some pretty more big air right off of that lane there. Going for the van Medusa got stuck on, right up and over, no problem. Right up and over the van that is practically just flat now other than the crew cab. Son of a digger putting it into a donut now. Pretty good donut by Son of a Digger. Going for the crushed cars here at the back end of the ramp, and he pops his front right tire right as he goes up the ramp. Let's see what that's going to do to his run here. Right up and over the cars in the advanced auto parts lane. Some more big air off of that ramp. Goes for the car pile, right up and over. And straight for the water obstacle, up into the air. Bit of a sky wheelie off that ramp. Sticks it right on the nose, rolls it over, and lands back on all four tires. Going for the center ramp, up into the air. Bringing the truck back around, rolls it over. Looks like he tried to do a donut. And will recover as he slams into the wall there. Up and over the crushed cars. Going for the buses here, right up and over them. Right up and over the crushed cars. Truck gets swung right onto its side. Right onto the nose. Can he recover? Ooh, not quite. Right onto his roof just as time runs out. That's going to be the end of the run for Son of a Digger. Up next we have Little Tiger, the racing champion of our little throwback event. They are back here, and I believe they were one of the fastest qualifiers here in racing. So let's see what this racing champion has for us here in Freestyle. Starting off by going over some of the crushed cars there. Off to the water obstacle now. Right up and over, clearing the obstacle. And popping a little bit of a walkie there. Up and over the center ramp. Almost rolls the truck over. And puts it right into a donut. Pretty good donut by Little Tiger. Right up and over the center ramp. Up and over the van obstacle. Some pretty good air off of that. Bouncing off the shipping containers, making up the wall there. Up and over the signed van. Up over the first crushed cars. Over the second crushed cars. And pops a bit of a wheelie over the buses. Up and over the cars in the built Ford Tough lane. Coming right back down and putting it into a slap wheelie. Back towards the water obstacle, up into the air. Some pretty good air right off of that jump. A sky wheelie as he comes off of that jump, flips the truck forward. Lands it in a bit of a front flip. Little Tiger going for the buses once again, up into the air, right on top of the crushed cars. Crawling right up over the cars on the other end, pops it into a slap wheelie over the van. And puts it in reverse over the other van and into the car pile. Pops it up on two wheels, slams into the shipping container. Truck still seems to be fine and will land it back on all four tires. Up and over the signed van once again. Back for the buses he goes. Lands on top of the crushed cars as time runs out. And it looks like that is going to be the end of the run here for Little Tiger. Pretty good run, but once again, is it the best? Well, we still have some more trucks to go. Up next, we have Enforcer, our freestyle champion from our most recent event in Glendale. Let's see what Enforcer has for us here in freestyle. Up and over the van to start things off. Up for one of the obstacles here, high up into the air. Insanely high sky wheelie for Enforcer. Some pretty big air this early on. Going for the buses now, up into the air. Lands it back down, practically gets thrown onto his side by the dirt as he lands it back on all 4 tires. Bit of a sky wheelie off the ramp. And into a front flip right off the end of the ramp. Puts the truck in reverse, up over the crushed cars in the dirt. Comes right back down. Off he goes for the cars in the center ramp, up into the air. Up and over the crushed cars in the buses area. Pops it into a slap wheelie as he goes for the car pile. Crawls right over the car pile. Going for these other crushed cars here, right up and over. And comboing up right into the signed bus. And now for the bus lane. Oh, not quite. Gets thrown off by the ramp. But we'll still go for the buses anyway. Up and over the obstacle, landing on top of a crushed car. Pops it into a slap wheelie and a flip right off of the water obstacle. And we'll put it back on all 4 tires. One of the wheels is broken, but this late in the run, let's see whether it'll make a difference. Going for the crushed cars once again, up into the air for a bit of a sky wheelie before coming right back down. On 2 wheels and a bicycle, can he save it? Yes, he can. Absolutely incredible save by Enforcer. Right up into the air, coming right back down. Flips it over once again as time runs out. And Enforcer puts it back right on all 4 tires to end it off the run. We still have a couple more trucks left, so before you vote, let's see who we have. Our second to last truck is Max D. They got here, they won racing twice, although they did not get fastest qualifier or win racing here. Let's see what Max D has for us in freestyle. Starting it off with some huge air off the bus obstacle. Going back for the buses the other way, right up and over the buses. Clearing the crushed cars on the other side as well. Pretty big air for Max D, starting him out. Right up and over the car pile. Up and over some of the crushed cars here. Up over the signed van. Jumping over the crushed cars in the bus lane. Coming back for the crushed cars, he missed the first time. And right up and over the buses. Max D going for the cars, the Built Ford Tough lane. Pretty big air off of that jump. And into a bit of a slap wheelie. Up over the water obstacle. Some nice air off of that. Up into the air once again, slamming it right back down, landing on the nose. Off to the center ramp, up into the air, some pretty good air and sparks coming out of the truck as he does so. Up over the car pile, right on top of the van, and gets stuck in the crush cars there. Truck still seems to be fine, but can he get it back on all four tires? Yes, he can. Going for the buses once again, high up into the air, slamming it right back down. And popping it into a donut. Pretty good donut by Max D. He combos it up into a bit of a jump here. Practically gets thrown off the ramp as he lands back down rather awkwardly, breaking one of his front wheels. That doesn't seem to be stopping Max D though. Coming back around, up into the air, landing it right back down. And it looks like that is going to be the end of the run here for Max D. One more truck to go, and I'm sure you all know who it is. And of course, our final truck of the day is Gravedigger. In the chrome body that Dennis Anderson drove for the last time he was driving. Gravedigger was one of the fastest qualifiers and almost got into the final round of racing. So let's see what Gravedigger has for us in Freestyle as he drives around the course. Starting the run off with a donut from Gravedigger. Pretty good donut to start off the run. Up and over the water obstacle. Landing right back down, popping it up on two wheels in a bicycle. Crawling up and over the crushed cars. Coming back around, up and over the ramp. Going for the car pile. Up into the air. On top of the van. It looks like everybody wanted that van flattened tonight, as it pretty much is. Clipping the wheel, pops it into a bit of a wheelie there. Coming for the signed van, up and over the van with the crushed cars. Landing on his sides, can he put it back? Yes, he can. Crawling up and over the crushed cars, right up and over the buses. Gravedigger headed for the center ramp, up into the air. Coming right back down. Going back to the water obstacle, up into the air. Some pretty good air from that jump. Lands it right back down. Pops a wheelie up and over the ramp. Flies off the ramp with a wheelie as well. Headed back for the buses. Up and over the buses. And right onto the crush cars. Bouncing the truck up into the air a little bit. Going for the van that trapped Medusa. Up and over the crushed cars, bouncing into the van. Jumping right up over the van and into the car pile. Headed for the back of the center ramp, up he goes. Up into the air once again in a sky wheelie, a pretty big sky wheelie as well. And time has run out for Gravedigger, but it doesn't look like Gravedigger's done quite yet. Puts it up on 2 wheels, rolls the truck over, and will save it. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the run here for Gravedigger. Alright, here we have the CRC version of the Beam Monsters monster truck. Anyway, this is in fact the little encore run as well as the outro. And since you've already seen all 24 trucks that I had to show you today who made it into the World Finals, if you want to go down in the description to open up the Google Forum link, or Google Forms link, to go vote for which truck you believe won Freestyle here at the World Finals. Only one of those trucks can be the winner, so after a little while before the start of Season 2, I'll look to see who got the most votes, and I will announce them at the start of the next season. So, until then, I will see you next time.